What's up, guys? Mickle here, and it looks like the SEC could be preparing to take two massive losses to cryptocurrency companies in the near future. Guys, in this video, I want to break down two cases the SEC is setting up to lose right now that could open the door for innovation to prosper in the United States. Guys, this is absolutely massive, and it's going to be key to us getting the regulations we need for cryptocurrencies to take off in this market. Guys, we were also watching a dramatic shift on the macro. Guys, we have been in an environment recently that has been horrible for cryptocurrencies, but we just saw a massive switch on some breaking news that came out today. Guys, make sure to stick around to the end of the video to see that. It will give you a much better understanding on why this market could be about to take off to the upside. Like always, guys, your support means so much to this channel. If you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below and turn on bell notifications. These three simple things go such a long way in helping this channel grow, and it really does mean so much to me. If you guys ever needed a place to buy some XRP or the Flare token, make sure to check out my favorite exchange, Uphold, down in the description of this video. Guys, Uphold has been blowing it out of the water recently. They have so many great new products that no other exchanges have. Guys, I highly suggest you check out Uphold using the link in the description of this video. With that said though, guys, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I want to start out this video and talk about the new day coming to the SEC, because I have been very critical of the party that is currently in charge of the House on how they, for the last 2 years, made all kinds of statements saying they were going to investigate the SEC, they were going to bring action against the SEC and Gary Gensler, but we still haven't seen anything yet. Now, guys, I have been told by an insider close to the party in charge of the House right now that they are starting to ramp up efforts to actually bring accountability to the SEC. Now, guys, who knows how accurate this information is, but guys, based on the ramped up statements I am seeing right now out of both this party and people like Hester Peirce, it's really starting to seem like they are getting ready to put some pressure on the SEC. Now, guys, another narrative I am watching very closely that is changing fast is the narrative coming out of mainstream media. CNBC for a while was backing Gary Gensler. They were backing the SEC as they went after all these different crypto projects through regulation by enforcement. But guys, I am watching a dramatic shift in the attitude coming out of CNBC, and they are now questioning why Gary Gensler won't provide clarity to the market. I'm not going to play you this interview, it's a little dry, but essentially both the guy talking right here and the CNBC host were all saying, why did Gary Gensler allow all these bad companies to run free in our financial system while he went after the good players? Now, guys, this is a question we have all been asking, but it seems like a question that was only being asked by people in our community. It wasn't being asked by the mainstream media, and it wasn't being asked by a lot of the other crypto communities out there. Well, guys, it looks like the narrative is really starting to change, and there's a lot more pressure being put on Gary Gensler. Now, I have said this for a while on this channel. We can put as much verbal pressure on Gary Gensler as we want, he's not going to break. In order for Gary Gensler to do something like leave the SEC, he's going to have to face accountability. Guys, I predict that the second we actually have investigations into what went on at the SEC when they gave FTX a free pass, guys, I think that will be Gary Gensler's time to leave the SEC. He did the same exact thing when he was working at the CFTC. The second he started getting investigated for things he did there, he packed his bags and left. Guys, I predict that same thing is going to happen, but the fact of the matter is we can't just have these people talking about this action coming to him. We need that action to come. Cryptocurrencies for the first time in a while are going to have a path to be properly regulated in the United States, and guys, I can't imagine whoever takes over the SEC possibly being worse than Gary Gensler. Now, guys, one thing that is happening right now that is definitely trending in a positive direction is the SEC's chances of winning massive crypto cases. Not only is the SEC losing bad to Ripple, and we will have a decision in that case imminently, but guys, the SEC looks like they could actually take a pretty big loss to Grayscale as well. Right now, John Deaton is predicting that Grayscale actually has a 50-50 shot of beating the SEC in a district court, and actually a 75 to 80% chance of beating the SEC at the Supreme Court level. Now, guys, this is pretty incredible because I didn't actually think Grayscale had a very good chance of beating the SEC. But guys, if the SEC could potentially lose $2 massive cases under Gary Gensler, both the Ripple case and this Grayscale case, guys, that would put immense pressure on the SEC. It would really show that the SEC does not have full control over the cryptocurrency market like they claim they do. And guys, this would be a massive problem for regulation by enforcement going into the future. Guys, the SEC likes to take advantage of the fact that they claim everything they're doing is in line with the power that Congress gave them. Because if the SEC starts losing some of these big cases, that is going to come into serious question, and there's a very good chance that the SEC isn't going to be able to keep going after these good players in the industry and just shake them down for money. The SEC is going to have to be a lot more selective in who they go after, and it's going to be a lot harder for them to hinder innovation in this industry. And guys, I don't think there's any doubt that the SEC has really just been trying to hinder innovation in the cryptocurrency industry. They have no interest in going after bad players. And I think one of the best ways we can see that happening is the fact that the SEC literally gave both Bitcoin and Ethereum a free pass to dominate the cryptocurrency industry because the SEC claimed they were sufficiently decentralized. They claim almost every single asset out there, like XRP, is centralized, but if you just look at the facts of if the XRP ledger is decentralized or centralized, it is so glaringly obvious that it is more decentralized than things like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Guys, just the other day, the XRP ledger actually just lost another Ripple validator, meaning that Ripple only accounts for 2.9% of the validation power on the XRP ledger. Guys, based on the SEC's own definition of what makes a crypto asset a security or not, this should be enough in proving that XRP is not a security. But guys, the fact of the matter is, this isn't what the SEC is trying to do. The SEC could care less whether a project is sufficiently decentralized or not. The only thing the SEC cares about is how much money is behind a project and how much money they could potentially shake down from that project. Guys, if this doesn't prove that the whole Hinman speech was absolutely bogus and it was just a way to get Ethereum through the door, I don't know what does. Based on the SEC's own logic, this should be sufficient proof in proving that XRP is not dependent on Ripple and is sufficiently decentralized. But guys, the fact of the matter is, the SEC could care less about this. They went after Ripple because Ripple has a lot of money, and they went after Ripple to hinder the innovation. Guys, fortunately for us though, I think it's facts like this that the SEC just won't be able to overcome. They're really fighting an uphill battle to prove that XRP is a security, and almost everything we have seen over the last couple years proves it's not. I think it's so funny that the SEC spent the last 6 years investigating Ripple, and there has not been a single thing to come out that even makes the XRP community even slightly question Ripple's motivations, or even slightly question whether or not XRP is a security. You would think after investigating Ripple for so long, the SEC would at least come up with something. Guys, they found absolutely nothing, and I think that's just further proof that we are going to be on the right side of history here. And guys, I want to finish this video off with some very bullish news because a lot of people attributed the recent downturn in the cryptocurrency market to the 4-year Bitcoin cycle or some other crazy event. I don't really see it like that, guys. I really do think the cryptocurrency market really trades in line with the macro environment. And I think a lot of people just attribute the trading ranges to 4-year cycles or lengthening cycles or shortening cycles. I think most of that is just a coincidence, to be honest with you guys. What I really see is that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies topped out when almost every other risk asset in the market topped out, and they've been falling with almost every other risk asset. And the main reason why risk assets have been falling is because a change in the macro environment happened. Essentially what happened was inflation was running rampant, so the Federal Reserve had to clamp down on the money supply to make sure they stamped out inflation. Now guys, almost every single economist in the world started predicting that when the Federal Reserve really started clamping down on inflation, almost every single economist predicted that this would send the US into a massive recession. Guys, all these different assets started selling off massively because people assumed we were about to go into the next depression. We were about to go into a massive depression. And this depression was essentially unavoidable because the Fed was jacking up rates at a record pace. But guys, what we're seeing right now, and this data was just from today, is that the US economy is actually holding up much better than people thought. Earlier today, we actually got a GDP read for the fourth quarter at plus 2.9%, which is way better than the estimates of 2.6%. And guys, many people were predicting that we would already be in a recession right now, meaning that this plus 2.9% would be negative. Guys, that is not happening, and what we're also watching happen is inflation is coming down dramatically. Take a look at the price of lumber over the last couple months. It has dropped dramatically. It's fallen off a cliff. So guys, what is happening right now is inflation is being stomped out by the Federal Reserve, which is the whole reason they raised interest rates, but we're also dodging a serious recession, and some people were predicting a depression. Guys, it doesn't look like that's happening as of now. Now, these could be lagging effects. We could see a depression come in the next 2 years from now. But as of now, things are looking a lot better than predicted. Guys, if this holds up, we are going to watch a massive amount of capital flow back into the market as people realize that the economists predicting the depression were wrong. Guys, I wanted to show you one last thing, just showing that a lot of the fears around a recession are really deflating. Take a look at this. Guys, this is the sentiment for how many people think a recession is right around the corner. And as you can see, the last 2 times this chart peaked, we saw massive bottoms in the market. Right here, we saw recession fears peak in 2009, 2020, and now we're seeing that same peak come in 2022. Now, guys, it's certainly possible we could jack this thing back up and go to new highs, but guys, based on what we're seeing, it seems like a lot of the fears are fading away as the economists are proven wrong. Now, guys, we need to see how this unfolds, but things are looking very good for money to start flowing back into the cryptocurrency market. And I think this massive change in the macro is something that will be able to start a brand new bull market and propel us to new highs. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.